folks, if you're just now tuning in, we're going to wait a second just to see if we can get some more people in here just so we can answer some questions here, so bear with us. All right, thank you guys for tuning in. We were just waiting for a few viewers to load in just because we'll quickly look over your questions. We are keeping a close eye on the radar today as there is a pretty substantial severe weather risk today. We're going to be looking off to the side at the Facebook chat periodically, so feel free to comment. But there's a lot of people wondering what's going to happen, and the timing today is basically from noon to 7 o'clock. And we already have a few storms that are developing, but we're keeping a close eye on these. But the next batch of discrete storms that will develop should be the bigger concern compared to the ones that are there now, just because right now these are fighting the cap. And we're looking at some weather balloon data off to the side, and it looks like our cap is pretty much almost gone. So we're watching this. Usually we have this cap in place and it's a big limiting factor. You'll get stuff like this. We had people tweeting us, is the rain going to prevent it? Unfortunately, today there are so many high parameters coming together that this is going to not really be the same limiting wise as we usually do. This we haven't had a whole lot of sunshine, but conditions coming together are still being able to just completely erode and almost get rid of our cap. And we haven't had a whole lot of rain across the area, even though some areas have experienced rain. So I'm going to zoom in real quick and just show you what's going on in Denton County, parts of Cook and Grayson County as well. This is a thunderstorm fighting the cap right now. It's not too impressive. At times it may have some small hail with it. I'd go ahead and say maybe some 35-mile-per-hour winds, but this is not severe right now. And I'm actually going to look at this tool. Sorry, I'm bouncing around here. This is our enhanced Echo Tops tool, and this tells us how tall a thunderstorm is. Currently, these are tall thunderstorms. We're looking at, I'll sample this real quick. This is almost 40,000 feet with these storms. So we have some pretty big updrafts, and we're starting to see another area of updrafts going up in parts of Tarrant County. So please stay weather alert today. This is one of those forecasts that we are perfectly fine if we didn't see anything, and that we would be okay with it being a bust, just because there is a higher end risk of severe weather today across the area. And what we mean by that, it's not to scare you, and we're not trying to draw up viewership or anything like that. There is a pretty significant risk today. I'll show you that. It does include portions of our immediate eastern counties in DFW. That is just 4 out of 5 moderate risk. The highest it goes is 5, and we're just 1 away from that. So if you're in Sulphur Springs, let's zoom in real quick. If you're in Athens, Wills Point, Terrell, Canton, Van, Edgewood, Emory, Lone Oak, Greenville, this isn't saying that you are going to get storms and only in that area. If you are in any of these risks, from the orange, the red, the yellow, you need to be staying weather alert today. Have ways to receive alerts. The other thing that we're watching, and we know people get scared when they hear tornadoes. This, again, isn't to scare you. This is just to let you know there is a risk that you need to be aware of. From I-35 and to the east, there is a fairly good risk zone from the Storm Prediction Center with a not typically often issued 15% risk for tornadoes in this area. And they even hashed an area that it's called a SIG hashed area, and what that means is there's the potential for maybe a few stronger tornadoes in this area. Now, not saying that we're going to for sure see a strong tornado, not saying that everyone is going to see severe weather, not everyone is going to see this activity, not everyone's going to see a tornado, but the parameters are there that you need to be alert, because this is, like we said, a fairly high-end severe weather risk that we have for portions of the area. And then continuing on, we also have a highlighted area for a potential tornado watch to be issued here shortly. Not sure why that's not loading in. I don't think they issued it yet. Sorry about that. For some reason, our mesoscale discussion is not loading, but we did post that to our social media here a second ago as well. So let's run through the models real quick just to show you what we're looking at here. And let's not start at 5 in the morning. Sorry about that. By then, storm should be long gone. Let's start here. So this is around noon today. Obviously, we were past noon, but this is just showing you what the radar was showing. It had some storms across the area, so kind of picked up on the ones that are going on here in North Texas. It was a little bit aggressive, but 2 o'clock, 1 o'clock to 2 o'clock, here we go. If we get any of these, what we call discrete cells or discrete supercells, these are going to be the biggest concern for today. We're talking tornadoes, we're talking large hail and damaging winds, but the tornado threat is going to be increased today, or it is increased today compared to some of our other setups. So we'd have to watch each and every individual cell with that threat, as well as a threat for large damaging hail. So keeping a very close eye on this. Please stay weather alert today. These storms will continue to move through. This is around 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock. See how these storms just rapidly intensify across the area, and then they make their way further to the east, where there is a prime environment for, like we said, maybe a few tornadoes that could be on the stronger side, before a line of storms develops and makes its way through the metroplex here around, let's say, between 3 and 6 o'clock tonight, or 3 and 7 o'clock tonight as it makes its way through. This would also have a risk for damaging winds and maybe an isolated tornado embedded with it as well. So that's what we got going on. Please stay weather alert today. Have ways to receive alerts. Make sure that if you are at work, you know where to go in the event of a warning. Just have a plan ready. We don't say these things to make you scared. Take it from someone who grew up with severe storm anxiety. I used to be terrified of severe weather. We don't say this to make you scared. We want you to know that there is a risk. And the biggest issue that we run into any severe weather day is there's a lot of people who will say, well, I just didn't know that there was a risk today. I was unaware of it. The lack of awareness is usually the biggest problem with severe weather days across the area. So especially because it's fall, we just got through Halloween, people aren't thinking, severe weather, especially if they're new to the area. They may not know that we have these types of risks during this time of year. It's not uncommon. It's just that we need people to be aware, because this is such a more high-end risk, that we want you to be safe. We want you to be aware. We want you to have ways to be notified if warnings are for your area. There's a chance that we don't see a whole lot of activity today, and that would be a positive thing, because we don't want damage in our area. We don't want viewers affected by storms. So just keep in mind, stay tuned today. Make sure you download our free mobile app. If you're new to our page and you didn't know, we have a mobile app now for free on Google Play and the App Store. We've been posting notifications all morning with updates on what's to come. We have live radar, and we haven't usually been on Facebook the last couple of months with our streams, just because there's an issue with Facebook Live. So you can tune into our live stream on our app. So make sure you download that today. We're also on Amazon Fire TV. And even if you don't have our app, just make sure you have an app to alert you today, or on NOAA Weather Radio. Stay tuned to local trusted meteorologists for the latest, as well as the National Weather Service. So a lot going on today. We know there's some scary words that have been put out there, higher end risk, tornadoes, stuff like that. As long as you're prepared, you're aware, you're going to be perfectly fine. Not everyone is going to see a tornado today. So like we said, not everyone's going to see these kind of storms. It's just that there's a risk that we need everyone to be aware of, because being aware of severe weather definitely helps you in the long run, just so you're not caught off guard. Like we said, biggest issue during severe weather is people who aren't aware, and we just want to let you know that there's this risk in place. So we're going to be live throughout the day on our YouTube and on our free mobile app. So if you haven't already today, because we have issues with Facebook Live, make sure that you download that so you have access to our stream all day, as well as our push notifications. And we have a special button that we actually put on the app today. We put it a couple days ago. It's called DFW Severe HQ, so you don't have to go searching through the app to find each individual severe weather risk and map and all that. It's all put into one place. We even have a look at our Futurecast radar that is updated on there as well. So make sure you download that. Have a safe day, North Texas. And like we said, hopefully we get through this day without any sort of big severe weather problems in the Metroplex. Like we said, this is one of those setups that we're going to be perfectly fine with if we didn't see anything, but that doesn't mean you need to let your guard down. Stay weather alert, have ways to receive alerts, stay plugged into the forecast, And make sure if you have friends and family in the area, let them know there's a severe weather threat today, just so they're also aware that there is a risk in place. So thank you guys for tuning in. Like I said, hope you have a great day. Hopefully we make it through the day with no major severe weather problems, but we are going to be with our live stream and sending notifications on our app and watching this all day long. We'll be here with you. So check that out. Make sure you download those today, free on Apple and Google Play. And we will see you later if needed.